Another interview from the GOA Leadership Summit in Knoxville, Tennessee. This one with Olympian Lexi Lagan. She was the women's pistol competitor at 10 meters. Now, some of you are thinking, oh, 10 meters, that's not that far. Well, I asked her how big her target was, and the 10 ring on her target is the diameter of a number 2 eraser. At 10 meters, yeah, that's amazing. Lexi, you're amazing. Enjoy the interview. Hi, my name is Todd Hendricks, and I'm the owner of People First Coaching and Consulting. I am a leadership coach, consultant, trainer, and speaker. With over 2 decades of leadership experience in public education, business, and ministry, I help people become the leaders they were meant to be. We are here with Alexis Lagan fresh from Paris, right?
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, 72 hours back in the country from Paris and the Olympics, so thank you for representing our country there.
Thank you.
Just a couple questions around leadership and the Leadership Summit that we have. What would you like to see personally as the outcome from this Leadership Summit?
For me, it's been not only networking with some of these other great leaders, but learning about the different aspects of our industry, of the shooting sports, and of the Second Amendment backings. It's been really interesting getting to see a little bit of different perspectives and hearing and discussing some of these things. I think that's really important as leaders of our industry and of our community, is to be able to discuss with each other all of our different opinions.
Yeah. I love that Lexi brings up the idea of listening to different perspectives. I was recently working with a small business, and they were struggling with climate and culture in their store. So what I did was I came in and I ran a staff meeting, and I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what we are good at this business, and then we're also going to talk about what we're bad at this business. And nothing is off the table. And I wrote them all down on a big poster paper so everybody could see these ideas. And then when somebody had an idea that was maybe something that we didn't think about, I was like, can you please explain what you mean by that? What is the rationale behind what you said? And then we got everybody's perspective out. And it was great because we were hearing things that we hadn't thought of. And if you are in a business or an organization where you utilize other people's ideas, this is really, really important, because you might have somebody who doesn't say a whole lot. Maybe they're introverted and they don't like to kind of put themselves out there or broadcast their ideas. But we heard some really, really good ideas, and we heard some really good affirmations as well. So when you're listening to other people's perspectives, it makes you more well-rounded. And if you're more well-rounded, you're going to be a better leader. And we've talked about this off camera a little bit. I have 2 daughters and I've taken them shooting. What would you say to young ladies who are a little nervous about getting into the shooting thing, or they don't have somebody who can maybe take them shooting? What encouragement or advice would you give to them?
Yeah, everyone can say, don't be afraid, but that's not true. It's okay to have a little bit of that fear. But rather than having a fear that holds you back, allow that fear to help carry you forward, give you a little bit of that energy to go and do the things that you want to do. Never let it be something that makes you question yourself or your ability. If you have fear, that means that you care. So It's okay to have a little bit of fear, but try not to let it hold you back. And if that is the case, reach out to some of us. There's myself on Instagram, or some of these other really amazing leading ladies like Lanny Barnes, and we've got Chick Who Shoots. She's great for information like that. So just reach out to us, and we're more than happy to help you get started in this industry.
All right. Let fear carry you forward. I've never heard someone say it like that before. Normally when we think about fear, we're afraid and we don't want to do anything. And there's a small percentage of people who charge towards the fear. But we can all learn something from this. And letting fear carry you forward might be scary. But what can you learn from that? That's a really good question. I recently heard Dr. Jordan Peterson give a podcast where he talked about, if you don't know what to do, that's okay, but keep moving. Keep moving forward. So let's say you're lost and you don't know where to go. If you walk a block forward, well, then you're going to have a different perspective and you're going to see different information. And so in life, if you're afraid of something, so what? Maybe it's something cool. Maybe it's something that you're really meant to do. And as leaders, we need to not let fear be in charge of us, but we need to let fear carry us forward, as Lexi so eloquently said. So in your leadership, When you're coming up against something that may cause you to have a little bit of fear, lean into it. You don't have to necessarily be afraid. Lean into that. And why are you afraid of that? Explore that a little bit. And as you start to explore why you're afraid of that, maybe looking inside at your own emotions and feelings, then you may gain a new perspective, which we just talked about earlier, is gaining a new perspective. Maybe the new perspective that you need to learn from is yourself. As leaders, we need to be constantly reflective and thinking about how we can better ourselves, not just for ourselves, but for the people around us and the organizations and businesses that we serve. So you are an Olympic athlete, which means you've probably had a few hours of practice and that sort of thing. What is the mindset for young people who are trying to get into the shooting that, like, man, this takes a lot of time? Like, can you speak to, I guess, the grit and perseverance that to reach your level of professionalism and skill?
Yeah, that's something that's great about this sport is it's not only teaching you, responsibility and respect and time management, but it's also teaching you that grit. It's teaching you to learn how to overcome some of these obstacles as you're going through these different skills and building. It's something that you will be able to apply not only in shooting sports, but throughout your entire life. It's going to help you reinforce your ability to learn new skills, learn new knowledge in school. It's a really good thing. So you just gotta kind of grin and bear it.
Yeah.
And really at the end of the day, make sure that you're making it fun. If it's
Yeah.
not fun, you're not gonna want to do it for very long. And we want to see you here for time and all eternity. So,
Yeah.
so just try and find something fun that you really enjoy about it, and reach out again. If you need some more encouragement, I'm more than happy to give it.
That's awesome. I'll keep this one short and sweet because it seems to be in every single interview that I do, but do the hard thing. Just do it. Like, I'm not going to say any more about it. Just do the hard thing because it makes you better, period. And then last question, when, I guess, as we're all leaders, here at this summit, when our time has kind of gone and we're passing this on to the next generation, what do you as Alexis Lagan want to be remembered for? What qualities and traits?
I think I most care about being able to pass on the legacy of Olympic shooting sports, but mostly be that friend. I want to be the person where everyone remembers meeting me and my big smile and feeling comfortable to come to me for anything. So that's something that I really want to be able to pass on, is the idea of my big word is community. I get teased for saying it too much in interviews, but I want to be a leader in my community, and I want to help branch that community with others and make ours so much bigger and just have it be really tight. Networking is a really big deal for me, and so if I can help you come into my community and meet others that are in a similar mindset or trying to achieve some of the similar goals, then by all means, reach out to me. I want to be that person. I want to be your friend.
Be approachable and network. Now, some of you are going to have a hard time with this, and why? Because your ego is in the way. And I've faced it myself. When your ego is in the way, you do not want to network. You do not want to talk to other people because you feel you have the best ideas. Well, that's not always true. In fact, most of the time, it's not. If you can be approachable, network with other people, share and listen, you are going to be so much better, not only for yourself, but for the people that you serve and the organization and the business that you are in. Be approachable. Get in that space. Talk to other people. Maybe you don't have to share. Maybe you just want to listen to get started. That's okay. But if you can set your ego aside to grow, you and your business and your organization will be so much better for it. All right, so I'm going to get her social media stuff and put it in this. And so all you young ladies out there who want to get into shooting or just sounds like encouragement in general, you are there for them and you want them to reach out to you.
Definitely. I'm more than happy to be there for you. I also do coaching if you are interested in getting started in Olympic pistol. And I've got plenty of friends that I can get you connected with if you're looking into rifle or shotgun or many of the other shooting sports. So definitely, I really want to see you all out there.
All right, so just a fun question.
Yeah.
If you had one pistol and you could only own one pistol, what would it be?
Oh my goodness.
Like all of them in that room there?
Yeah, I literally was just playing around. I have a Canic SFX that I really love. I love my Berettas. It's so hard, but I think I would probably come back to my sport pistol, my Pardini sport pistol. It's my sport. It's the thing that I enjoy the most, and I really love shooting it. So I think I would always come back to that.
So I keep thinking of questions
Yeah, no
because
problem.
some of that keeps going. As an Olympic athlete, how many rounds a week, month, or year do you have to go through to stay at that Olympic level?
So it depending on the time of the year. But just as an example, leading into the Olympics, I was going through about a tin of pellets per week. And a tin of pellets is about 500 pellets. So
Okay.
500 rounds per week,
Okay.
it gets pretty...
Yeah, you do the multiplication.
Yeah. And that's not even my dry fires, that's live
Yeah.
firing. So it gets pretty heavy when we're doing lots of training. But there are times where I just do dry fire the entire week and I don't go through a single round. Dry fire is so important to learning a new skill, being able to replicate it without the live fire and then finally finish off and kind of cherry on top of your skill with adding that live fire into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in this community who are really touting this, and there's several vendors here who have products for dry fire now. So.
Yep, dry fire is critical, and you can do that anywhere. Whereas, live fire, you're a little bit more limited.
Yeah. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for your time.
So much.
I want to thank Lexi for being so gracious with her time at the Goals Conference. I know she had a busy schedule. People were talking to her all the time, and she let me pull her away for this quick little interview. Please follow Lexi on Instagram at Lexi Lagan. She is there. She has pictures from the Olympics and everything on there. Lexi, thank you so much for your time. The only bad thing about the Olympics is, like, no offense, but you're not the Simone Biles name recognition, and so your event is not going to get all that stuff. But what I did like is Snoop Dogg was going to all these off events, and it's like
the official mascot of Team USA.
I didn't even know that horse dressage was a thing, or what So.
Well, and he was going to come down for shooting. It's just shooting was 3 hours away from the main village, and so they're like, we can't do that.
Not any continuity of time.
He was planning. He was supposed to come down for the second day. And he was going to walk around, which I was so sad because I just barely missed seeing him when I was in the village. Like he had just literally it was.
Oh, they let him in.
Yeah, so he went through the athlete welcome experience where they give you all your clothes and they tailor your uniform and that sort of thing. He apparently had just walked through, and I was in one of the dressing rooms, changing in my outfit. I came out. And they're like, oh my gosh, Snoop Dogg was just here. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have his cookbook. I wanted to meet him.
That's funny.